Oh, my phone's going off. All right. Let's see. Okay, we should be live now. It says it on my screen.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Hey, guys. Oh, okay, we should be live now. It says it.
Okay, so now I muted that.
Yes, I know. That's
okay.
You had to mute mine too.
Okay, perfect. Because I can hear you now.
Good. Yay. Let's see. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Spencer. Hi, Mark. Hi, Scott. Let's see. Oh, hi, Jessica. Hi, Rebecca. There's so many people.
Oh my God, there is. Yay.
I'm so excited to get to writing today, you guys, because, okay, Becca, I'm like ridiculous, but I had this idea to write 5,000 words a day to fast draft and see if I could do it.
Oh my God.
It's going not the best. I don't know why I thought I could do it, but
for how long are you thinking of doing 5,000?
So it was supposed to be 10 days total, but what I've done basically is I skipped the weekend. I was like, I'm really going to give myself a week. That's kind of like one of my resolutions I didn't talk about, was just like to have breaks each week.
Absolutely take weekends off, yes.
Yeah, like a normal person would. So anyways, I have like only 1,000 words today so far. So.
Yeah, but that's a lot. I mean, that's where I get into trouble too, because it's like, it almost like makes you punish yourself for doing 1,000 words when that's actually really great. And it's like a huge accomplishment. And I hate that it's like, it just turns into something like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what I had one day where I got like 3,500 words, and I was so like excited because I completed this really cool scene, but then I was like, I don't have any of the energy to get the extra 1,500 words. So, and then that sets you behind on the goal.
Yes.
So
and once you're behind, especially with a 5,000 word thing, it's like, I mean, it's so hard to catch up at that point.
I know. So it's like Nano on steroids, basically. But
but is it going well? I mean, like, aside from word count goals, is the story itself going well?
Aside from word count goals, yeah. This is the story I've already attempted to write like 3 other times, and I couldn't get the voice and the tense. And so now I have it, which is fantastic. And also kind of what's making this experiment easier, because I have written all this stuff before.
So is this the mystery one that you were like, oh my God, what the heck?
No, it's not the mystery one, but I want to return to that one too. No, this is a college romance series book.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about that one. Yeah. I love that. I want to read that.
I'll give it to you before. We're like, hey. Let's see. I want to hear what your goals are for the day, since I already heard part of them. And then everyone in the comments, let us know what y'all's goals are.
Yes. Yeah. What are you going to write on? What are you going to work on today? I'm actually, I mean, I've been working on that. Like I've been applying to some fellowships and things like that. And so I've been working on the application for that. But I think today, since we're doing writing sprints, I want to work on, remember how I was telling you, I think on your channel, I'm all like, you know, whenever I write something and I should be working on something else, it's just a way for me to procrastinate and like whatever.
Yep.
Turn that off. That's just the doctor reminding me I have an appointment tomorrow. But yeah, and I was telling you about that other idea that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'm like, dang it. Okay, fine. I'm procrastinating. But the thing is that it's just like the fantasy novel. It's not that I don't like it. It's just, you know, it's like that. What was that book? I'm Just Not Into You.
Yes, he's just not that into you. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that right now. I'm just like, I'm just not that into you right now. So, and this other one is just like, oh, look at these.
So shiny and beautiful and good.
Yes, and look at all these cool world building things you can do. And woo! So I've kind of like, when I've been working on writing, that's what I've been working on.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you'll be working on today. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Trying to get 1,000 words on a novella project.
Oh, nice. That's great. Oh, Rebecca, I'm working on a dystopian fantasy involving a blind main character and dragons. Ooh. See, now you're making me want to work on my dragons.
All fantasy.
Awesome. That sounds really cool.
Monique says my goal is 2,000 words today, currently in pre-labor, so hoping I can flush out a chunk of words before I have to deliver. Oh my gosh, Monique.
That's dedication. That's a writer. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. My first chapter, then rework my outline based on, you know. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's going to be delivering her baby.
No.
Deliver it on our sprint, on our live sprint.
Way to go, Monique. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Mark wants 1,000 words on a new fantasy project. That's exciting.
Yeah. Alex, working on Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Ooh, jealous. I'm supposed to be working on the group that I do Dungeons and Dragons with. Everyone's been working so crazy. We haven't actually been able to
play.
So it's like, nah.
No.
I get jealous.
I see Megan up above. She already met her goal for the day.
Oh, nice. Gravy. Everything else.
That's awesome. Well, I'm thinking we'll do a warm-up sprint at the 10-minute mark. We'll do five minutes of sprinting just to warm up.
Okay. Do a quick 5-minute-er.
Yes.
Nice. That sounds good. Yeah, because honestly, I've been so focused on this application that it'll be nice to just sort of ease into the writing part of it.
Yes. And I haven't written. I got those first 1,000 words at like 11 this morning, and I haven't. That's
the hardest when you do it in the early parts of the day, because then it's like you kind of get that accomplishment feeling, and then you start doing errands and like whatever you need to do and blah 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 blah, and then it's all like, holy crap, what time is it? And then I'm like, I don't know anymore.
I know, and then I have to motivate myself in other ways, and I'm like, this is not how I function. So.
God, I know too.
Sage says, I'm writing a Snow White retelling that is very character driven and focuses on the evil queen before she married Snow White's dad. I mean, I love a good retelling.
Yeah, me too. I always think that's cool, especially like making them more 3-dimensional than just, I'm evil and I want to, you know.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, Dahlia loves them too. Yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know. I was saying that it would be interesting calling it a retelling because it's part of the story they never really covered. So that is interesting. Yeah.
What do people call Wicked? Since that's, I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of from a different perspective. Although it kind of is a retelling because it's more like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead. Did you ever see that or see
that? I didn't, no.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. But it was a play before it was a movie. But I mean, Gary Oldman and Tim Roth. I mean, come on,
you can't go wrong.
Crunch up the scenery. That like, oh my god. But it's so good because it is telling the story of Hamlet, but it's telling it through like these two guys who are hardly in the play, but they come in all these pivotal moments and then they leave. So you're seeing everything happen with them. and then they'll suddenly, and they're talking normal. That's the greatest part. They're like la 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 la, and they're going like they're philosophizing about life and like, you know, would you rather be alive in a box or dead in a box? And it's like whole, like funny thing. And then it's like, and then the whoosh, they're in suddenly Hamlet and then la 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 la. And so it's kind of a retelling.
Fascinating.
But it's really just their perspective of what's happening. Yeah. And like I said, Gary Oldman and Tim Roth in their heyday.
Oh my gosh.
You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with that movie.
What's it called again?
It's called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead. And remember, they die at the end of Hamlet. So it's all like, and it's like, it starts out, I think, with them like flipping a coin, and no matter however many times they flip the coin, it's always the same. And it's
Yeah.
just like this thing, and it's just one of those brilliant movies. Tom Stoppard wrote it. He's the one who always has anything like in the movie industry that has anything to do with Shakespeare. He always does a rewrite, because he's just
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shakespearean expert. And you really have to know Shakespeare so well to write an entire play slash movie just about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to be able to push them into. Anyway, it's one of those.
That's fast. I pulled it up. I'm gonna go find this later.
This is where I show my age. I'm old. Probably no one's even heard of these things. Has anybody? I'm gonna leave in the comments. Oh, Alex, I love Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Heads. Yes, they always hit heads when they do the coin toss.
All right.
But
You're not alone.
it's so good. I mean, anyway, this whole thing could be about that movie.
All right. Well, we're at the 10. I'm gonna start the timer for 5 minutes, guys. I still have to pull up my Scrivener file. I should.
I know. I've got it open. Thank God. I've like thought about it.
All right. Timer.
And like you, it has no title. I can't do titles.
Oh my gosh. Y'all. Okay, ready? Everybody start.
Go.
It's going. Oh,
Oh,
time.
that was quick.
Warm up. How many did you get?
All right, let me see. I actually did 214 words.
Look at you. I got a whopping 77.
That's good. I still don't. I'm still unclear exactly how I want to go with this, but
do you have options and you're trying to decide, or you're just kind of like looking out into endless possibilities?
yeah, I'm kind of endless possibilities. I'm sort of in the world building aspect of it. Um, so it's really about coming up with the characters and the stories. It's just the world is so big that it's like kind of fun going down the rabbit holes
Yeah.
of history of like how like it's here on Earth, but like it's sort of like a spin on like it's not steampunk, but you know how the steampunk genre is like, what if steam had taken over, like how the world would be if that had happened. It's one of those kind of things. So let's see how everybody did.
Ooh, let's scroll back. Let's see.
Isabella 141.
I think Mark got 102. Paige got 99. Catherine 138. Rebecca got 309. Rebecca.
Wow. That's amazing.
Electric Rose 114. Peggy 171. Tracy 372. How? Okay. You people. How do you do this?
Jessica, I didn't get anything. I was trying to figure out where the heck I was in the story. Yeah, I hate that. No, I hate that when you open it up and you're like, who are you? And what have you done with my story? I don't even know where to start. Like, where am I going with this?
Well, I have that, and I feel like I always have some amount of mild panic when a writing sprint starts. So it always takes me 20 seconds to be like, God.
Oh.
Let's see. Dahlia got 218. She loves these writing sprints. I love their writing sprints too, Dahlia. I love that so many people do them. I'm so excited.
I know. Steven 0, I had to figure out one of my God's abilities. See, I know, that's the thing. I mean, I got like 200 something words, but I'm really trying to figure out what the story is going to be. Yeah. So I'm kind of doing stream of thought stuff of like, what do I connect with? What stories draw me in? Is it like small stories like vengeance or like, that kind of thing? And so I just kind of do like, that's kind of where I'm at, is just doing the stream of consciousness of what kind of story do I want to tell? Like, when I'm watching TV, movies, reading books, like, is it the big grand world building that I connect with? Or is it the fact that this girl lost her, friend because...
Yeah, the individual stories within the grand big world.
Yeah. So I can't figure out what I want to do, because this world that I created is so... It can go so many different ways. It can be like a political thriller, but it also could be like a small sort of vengeance story type thing. So
both. I want all the stories from this world.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, it would be cool either way. I just don't know. Like, do I want to do something new?
Yeah.
Because usually mine are smaller, but I don't know.
Well, and I always have the problem, I feel like, where because I have so many ideas, or like a certain story could go so many different ways, and I feel like I'm trying to race against time in some way, because I'm like, well, if I'm not writing this one now, and I am writing this one, but I want to write this one, but I have like 5 other stories I also want to write. Like, how am I going to do this?
I know, that's so frustrating. I mean, it is like, I think we were talking about this. It's a great problem to have, because the alternative is you got nothing.
Yeah. And that sounds terrifying.
I know. I always am afraid it's going to happen. Like there's going to be a time. Like I went through a big fear, like that kind of fear thing, when I just finished Atlas Rising, because it finishes up both series. And so I don't have any other series. Like I wrapped everything up and I was so afraid that, oh my God, when I finish this book, I'm going to have no more stories.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're all gone.
Oh my
But
gosh. That's so exciting though.
I'm so glad I came up with one though. Yeah. So I was like, oh, thank God. All right, let's see.
Oh, I see Natalia. Hey, Natalia.
Oh, hi,
Let's
Natalia.
see.
I have so many stories. I just want to get through the first one. I know. One at a time. You're right. One at a time. Oh, that's the hard part too, is like you said, it's like when you have a bunch, like you want to switch back and forth all the time, but it's like just pick one, finish.
Yeah, because otherwise I feel like I'm making like equal amounts of very, very, very slow progress.
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm just never gonna finish then.
Well, I was going to ask you though, I know you're saying you're going to indie publish as well, but since you are going to go a more traditional route as well, it's, querying and everything like that, does
Yes.
that affect what story you're working on?
And yeah, in some ways. So like this morning, rather than spending the time that I could have spent, I guess, writing this project and doing whatever, I had to do more research for the querying, which isn't even writing, but it takes up a chunk of time and has to happen. So, and I like kind of sort of have put projects on hold to do these ones because I'm like, oh, this is the right time to do it. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
It's hard because it's like you think that writing is supposed to be the main focus all the time as a writer, but it can't be, especially if you're indie publishing and things like that, because some days you have to dedicate to doing
Gotta do
marketing
business stuff. Yeah.
or and so it's like it's almost like it gets to the point where and even traditional, because it's like some days you have to dedicate an entire day or more than an entire day to researching agents and and then even just writing the letter that takes days right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, and then giving it out to people and then making sure that there's no typos and like
Yeah.
ask you something though. Do you querying now? Because I haven't done it in like a decade. Is that like still snail mail or do you email people?
No. It's like almost exclusively email. There's some people that like still accept snail mail, but they're like, we prefer email and it'll take longer. I've actually seen some people start to use forms. So like a form on their agency's website, and they're like, we want you to submit to this rather than email us directly. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's interesting. That almost makes it nicer in a way, because back when I did it in like snail mail, it's like you're just like, did they get it?
Yeah, you're waiting forever. Well, and that's so I was telling you about how like there's the strategy behind who to query first and when to query. So I have the first round of people that like I'll get an answer back pretty quickly. And since it's over email, it's like, and if they either like it or they don't, they'll be like pretty instantaneous with it. So I don't have to wait weeks to find out if the person did or didn't like my stuff, or months kind of thing.
That's nice, actually. I would imagine that like getting that sort of, you get that sort of not instant, but at least within possibly in a few days feedback.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right. The forms are so intimidating, Phoebe says. Yeah, I would imagine they'd be pretty intimidating. Yeah. Oh, Catherine, I'm looking at a YA dark fantasy about a child who rescues his dad from goblins who kidnapped him to work at their labor camps under Baltimore City. Wow.
I want that.
Good. Can I read it now? That sounds really great.
Yeah. My agent demanded it. I feel like I missed something. Catherine, what did your agent demand?
Yeah, what do you mean? I wrote 25K in 2 days. What? What? Did I miss something? Did we miss the like previous conversation? That's the problem. Is the scrolly? It scrolls back.
I know.
And then you miss all the comments.
25K in 2 days.
Oh my God, I can't even. Although, it's interesting because I've never done it with books, but with screenplays, a screenplay is approximately 20 to 25K. That's how many words it is. And I have written screenplays like over a weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've definitely written that many words in that amount, like in a couple of days kind of thing, which was insane. It's like all-nighters practically. And it
Yeah.
wasn't easy. I mean, it was saying, but I've never actually done it with books. I wonder if it's harder and
I
probably.
wonder too. I mean, because I feel like the only time I've done anything that's that high of a word count back to
Yeah.
back is during Nano, when I'm like, I just want to finish, and I'm like, 10,000, let's go. But
I
that's
know. And why is that so possible on Nano? Like I did 15K the last 3 days and I'm all like, I'm doing it. And I'm like,
it's
why
a
didn't I do this the
separate
first
like
3 days?
insanity.
Yeah. Uh, okay. I'm gonna scroll back because I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, I think we're talking querying.
Okay.
Yes, Sage, definitely finish your novel before querying, and also like finish it and edit it, and like have beta readers who have read it. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. I just realized I'm on the wrong account. I think it's my legal name. Oh, Isabella. Kate. Oh, Kate, if you want some extra eyes on your query, let me know. Natalia would be great for extra eyes. Yeah.
Natalia, I was going to send you an
Yeah.
Instagram comment because you helped me with, you offered that like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I was like, oh, Natalia.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Okay, I think I'm caught up.
Yay, thanks, Natalia. Okay, I'll message you. Let's see. Okay, at the 30, we'll go for, here's the thing, Becca. Are you feeling a 10 or like a 15?
I don't know. I'm thinking 15, but
All right.
whatever you guys think. I mean, if you guys want to do a 10, I'm totally down for that too. So I just feel like sometimes when it's just slightly longer, I can really get into the
Zone, into the scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, 10. I'm cool with 10 if people want to do 10. Yeah. If
Okay.
you're 10 is cool. 10 is cool. I can do 10.
We'll ease in. Okay, we'll do 10, and then the next one will be 15.
Okay.
It's the middle ground.
We'll work into it. We'll ease into it. I probably literally have like the worst lighting on the planet, but it's all like overhead lighting. But I live in an RV. So what are you gonna do?
No, you're good. I mean, but your backdrop is so cute, though. I like it. I'm down for the RV.
So funny.
That's I feel like I got a tour of the RV during your NaNoWriMo vlogs.
I need to do a new tour
I was
because
gonna say, I want that video.
Stefan and we totally renovated it ourselves. And so like I'm literally on a desk with a crank, like because the problem is that the way RVs come is, it's usually for people who are, travel, just like vacationing and stuff like that. A lot of people don't like live in their RV. So, but Stefan and I kind of had to make it, because we like to, I write and he does a lot of computer stuff too. So we needed a desk.
Yeah.
And we needed a big desk that we could both sit at. So we literally ripped out the booth that it comes with. And we, which was scary because we're like, what did we just do? And then we built a platform because the slides that come out are like this high. So you wouldn't have, your chair would fall off the back. So we had to build a platform that we can now fold when we travel. So anyway.
Oh my gosh. Y'all are so handy. That's insane. Also,
those things we're not, but we just make
like you tinker and you're like, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. It's probably not built the greatest, but it's like, it works.
It works. But also, you have the dinosaur bag in the background.
Oh, yeah, there he
is. It's so cute.
My little dinosaur. All right, let's see the thing.
Oh, let's see. Okay, is everyone ready? We're just talking right. Okay, 6:30. We got 10 minutes.
Okay.
And start. Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry you have a cold.
Oh, it's all good. Recover. time.
Oh, it's just starting to get something.
I know, me too.
I think I got the story.
Oh my gosh. All
And
right, you're gonna have to tell us. I got 234 words though.
oh, nice. Oh, I didn't even look. Let me see. 'Cause it's kind of a stream of consciousness, so it probably doesn't really matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
many
yeah. Like
people
it's not gonna be
yeah, it's not
just
like
what's counted in the story, whatever. But
I got 272 words, but it was good because it did actually get me to figure it out. I mean, ish. I figured it out ish.
yes, ish is good.
Ish is very good. It's a lot farther along than well before I started. So,
Yeah. Do you want to reveal any part of it?
well, it's I decided that the story aspect, or at least the where the not necessarily is that she's going to be a witness to something like
Okay.
an assassination, and in this world, I'll basically say that they can wipe your memories
Uh-huh.
because it's less about killing in this world kind of thing. Um,
Ooh.
so they wipe her memory, and she's immune, and but she fakes it, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then it becomes like a mystery of why was this person assassinated and like whatever. So I think that's the general direction of where I want to go.
Ooh, I like that.
We'll see. We'll see. I just don't know how old to make her. Oh, let's look at how everybody did actually. Let's see. Oh gosh, everyone did good.
Phoebe got 407. Good job, Phoebe. 350 Electric Rose. Jessica 201 in a chat with my mom.
Haha. I know that one. Mark 271. Lex 304. Okay, Becca, are you working on something new or on your nano project? I'm working on something new. I know I was all like, no, I'm going to concentrate on the fantasy, and it's still there. It just became such an ordeal, this fantasy, like way too much, and I just needed a break from it, you know. Joey 245, Peggy 532. Tried the Comic Sans. Oh, that's right.
That's
Where
what I saw.
yeah.
I know Alexa made a video about that. Was it
Oh,
today or was it
okay.
yesterday?
I feel like it was a well, I mean, I don't know about Alexa, but I remember it was in a live write and someone had suggested it like during Nano. And I
I
remember going,
remember, I feel like that goes around in waves because they're like,
yeah,
let's try it, guys.
yeah, that's crazy.
Peggy, do you think interesting good or interesting bad?
Yeah, I know. Interesting. Snazzy 134, Dahlia 427. Where's this interrogation? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, interrogation scenes.
I
They're
love
fun. I
it.
know they're fun, but they can be rough, man, especially when it gets brutal. Megan 218. Started a bit for real. We got wow, 545. That's crazy. 599, Catherine.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I can do for tonight. Have to put my son to bed. This was so much fun.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Hi, Alex.
Alex.
Isabella got 201. Diane got 323.
Oh, my scroll thing's acting up.
Sam says, I'm so tired it's Marvel. I'm even able to get any words out. You know, sometimes, not often, that's when I get the best words. Not usually
I know, right?
asleep, but sometimes when you're so tired, the nonsense just comes out, and then there's something great in the nonsense.
Oh my God, I had a dream the other night, and I have no idea if it was a good idea, but my brain told me that it was like the best
The
idea.
best idea.
And you must remember this because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. So I have no idea if that's true. It probably isn't because you know a lot of times when you wake up from dreams, you're like you think it's great, and then you think about it, and you're like that's not that great. Like I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's so good. What if it was?
I know. I'll never know. Dahlia, that sounds amazing. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Cool. I may need to keep doing this Comic Sans. Okay. Yes, Kate. What are you writing? Dahlia asked. Need some details.
It's my new adult college romance series that I want to indie publish. So it's mm, I don't think I've written straight romance in a while. And so it's a much different experience than just having it like as a side thing. And
Right.
in other stories I'll write, I don't really have that much romance in them. So this one I'm just like, but I love reading them and I love me some Hallmark. So
I know, right? Like,
I'm
oh.
like this is perfect. So it's been fun. It's kind of nice to take a break from like, you know, random beheadings and like
Yes.
by fire or whatever. Like
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never done a romance before, but I feel like I would enjoy it, in the sense that I do love writing romance in my stories.
yeah.
But yeah, the plot is always what's driving the book forward. So it's not the romance that's driving it forward. So
Right.
I've always thought how interesting that would be, because then it's like you really have to develop these characters to the point where it's all like they're it.
Yeah,
They're
like
going
you have to care about them beside
Yeah,
from anything else that happens.
yeah. So when do you plan on publishing your first book?
You know,
Oh my God.
I had grand plans and then like I just keep pushing them back, kind of like what we were talking about where my traditional publishing goals were coming first. And so I don't want to say a date because I've pushed it back so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
that
But
I'm
ish.
like, oh, I
Another ish. Come on, ish.
but
Ish.
no, 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 I'll tell you later.
No! Do you think it'll be this year?
I hope it'll be this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look, I fully planned on publishing Atlas Rising last year.
Yeah.
That just did not happen,
Yeah.
So it's sometimes.
Sometimes it's just not going to happen. But I feel like that's nice about the indie publishing where you really have the freedom to
Yeah.
ultimately decide that that's what you do or don't want to do.
Yeah. What makes you want to do both? I'm curious.
You know, I think that because I like to write in so many different genres, you can do traditional publishing in other genres, but it feels more like a specific business decision to write the romance novels that I want to write and indie publish them because that market is huge and I think it's kind of harder to do traditional publishing with it anyways. So,
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I don't know how that works with romances and things like that for traditional. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was like a more closed
I've just
genre.
heard some more like scary stories surrounding it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know that they're treated the best, especially because like that one has like a huge mass market paperback booky kind
Right.
of, you know, market. So I think the amount that you are expected to pump out and the frequency and like how much you're actually paid versus whatever, like it's just a different
Okay.
thing. Yeah. So
Okay. So, but the one that you're getting traditionally published is
yes, it's
the YA pirate
YA
story.
pirate story.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
fingers crossed. Maybe they won't like it. So
Oh, please.
who knows?
They'll love it. I know it. Because I know some people go the indie route in sort of the not necessarily hopes, but like it is a possibility that they would be picked up
Yeah.
by a traditional publisher. Because I know some people do that, like if they can create enough of a buzz or that type of thing, then then a traditional person will contact them and ask to. I mean, I had that with Riser, but the deal that they wanted to give me was like I was making more money on my own.
Yeah, so it's like why?
Well, yeah, so that I mean, but it was only one publisher. It was like they mainly focused on horror, and
Oh,
so they contacted me because I guess one of their readers or whatever read Riser, and so they were like, "Oh, we want to do this," and so they wanted to pick up all three books because at that point I had published the three of them.
mhm.
Um, but it was like literally the shittiest deal. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
but I had to be polite because I wasn't going to be like, thanks, no thanks,
Yeah, don't
whatever.
burn any bridges kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was just like, dang, like how many people do they snag like this?
I don't know. That's what we were talking about that before because I know there's definitely some popular authors that have done that where they went from indie
Sure.
and then went to traditional
Yeah.
because they got snapped up by someone. But I mean, I don't think that's not my plan, but I am curious now how many people do it. Or like the Wattpad stuff. So like you're putting your stories out there and eventually some people, if there's a big enough following or a base for it.
Yeah. I always find that stuff interesting because everybody's story is different, on how they reach their success and, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just saying, let's see what people have to say. Oh,
See, I was going back to the comments. We missed them.
I know. I have to go back.
Oh, Sage says, I like the idea of Hallmark, but at the same time, my inner actress gets peeved. That's hysterical. Because the acting, I agree, is definitely not like top notch from a lot of them, but
right.
I watch it in the background a lot and
You're like, oh, great. Oh, Sage, I'm not a fan of romance, but paranormal can get me any day. Yeah, I like romance, but I like romance in paranormal settings. I like both.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big paranormal romance fan too. Also, okay, it's YA and stuff, but I'm reading Vampire Academy.
Hey, you're reading
for
Vampire
the first
Academy.
time ever. Okay, I steamrolled through them. I did 1, 2, and 3. 3 was like a dagger to the heart. No one warned me.
Well, good. I mean, because you don't want to be.
That's what it was a genuine surprise. But
yeah, that's not something you really want, revealed before you watch it or read it. But yeah, I mean, you just keep going. It ends up being like for me too, it was like crack. And then I was like, wow, I finished like how many novels? I don't even know how many novels, because then you do the spin-off series, which is the Bloodlines.
Yes.
And it goes on for like 5 books, and you're just like,
yes, give all of them to me. Yeah, it was insane. And so I'm gonna get the 4th one.
Yeah. Is there only 4?
No, I think there's 6. I think there's 6.
Okay.
I don't know when Bloodlines rolls up. My friend said she liked Bloodlines better though.
I have to say, I kind of agree a little bit. I kind of put them on the same, but I would say, without obviously giving anything away, the reason why I like Bloodlines just a tiny bit more is because it is definitely more, I don't know the word. It's more sort of character focused, whereas I feel like Vampire Academy is more plot focused, even though the characters are obviously a huge part. But and then the character they chose to focus on in Bloodlines, I just really loved. Like I loved her in Vampire Academy, and and she was just sort of a non-character in Vampire Academy. Like she's in it, you'll know. I mean, is she in 3? I think she is in 3. I can't remember. But her name is Sage Harper. Or Sage.
I think she was like vaguely, maybe kind of introduced.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think she's, and that's kind of it. You only get like little glimpses of her. So I didn't really know what to expect from her.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to expect in terms of the thing. But dang, she goes deep into this like subculture that is just like, I don't know. I just found it so fascinating.
Oh my gosh. This is such a problem though, because rather than like doing other stuff, I'm like, I could just read these books.
Oh, I know. I was down that rabbit hole. Oh, Jessica said we meet her in 4. Okay, sorry. You haven't met her yet.
Oh, okay. There was some character that was like vaguely introduced as like a side thing, and then like
here
to like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, this one. Okay, so it's 4. I read them all at once, like literally all of it.
Yeah.
So they all blend for me. I don't know which book is from where, but
that's what Steven says. He still needs to read Bloodlines.
It's so good.
I know nothing of Vampire Academy. You know what? I didn't really know much either, other than the movie. And I was like going back through. There's like some portion of young adult that I felt like I missed
Right.
the books, and it's such like because YA exploded as a genre, and
Yeah.
I think you can point to these kind of books as the reason for the explosion. And it's like reading them back, you totally get why they brought forth this like
Yeah.
new wave of people. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's so cool. It's Sydney Sage. She's right. I always say Sage Harper because that's a character I named in one of my books, and I always forget that it's like I don't know why, but in my brain the Sage part, like I had to add.
It's so similar.
I had to change it to Shay instead of Sage because I kept doing the Sydney Sage thing, and I was all like, because I was so in that Vampire Academy Bloodline world that I'm all like, so now of course I would get it mixed up. But
oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
You like Vampire Academy, so that makes it's so weird to me that you don't like Shadowhunters.
Okay, I was just about to bring up Shadowhunters.
It's like the same writing style. Like, I mean, they're so similar.
I disagree so strongly. I don't think it's the same at all.
It's so the same. Like, what do you think is different? I don't get it.
First off, just the length of the books. Vampire Academy, do I have it over here? Is like, okay, it's like this big. And then Shadowhunters is like this big.
The later ones, but not the beginning ones.
I don't know. I read the first one. And well, I know that's true. Oh no, I read the first one and enjoyed it enough to like
I bet
try
you reread them. I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine. I cannot.
You're not don't accept.
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
That's true, Zoe. I do agree with that. Vampire is more sass, Shadowhunters is more angst.
I think that might be it because I love Vampire Academy's like the voice that the character has, especially in the early ones before it's like super serious.
Rose, yeah. Tough girl.
Yeah.
Clary, for one, Clary, no. Oh, Cassandra Clare. Just research her name in fandom for 5 minutes. I haven't done that. See, I just read the books. I don't know about that. What is that? Tell me. What is that?
There's like some controversial opinions around Cassandra Clare's past, but then like I vaguely follow like some writer Twitter drama and like I feel like
tell me.
Oh my gosh.
This drama.
If I remember right, Cassandra Clare at one point in the fan fiction world was accused of stealing someone else's like content to put into her fan fiction. And then that is what ended up being Shadowhunters in some way because it was like a Harry Potter fanfic that spun off into a completely separate thing. But anyway, she was accused of stealing something.
Wasn't J.K. Rowling accused of that?
Who?
J.K. Rowling, she went through a whole lawsuit for like 5 years of being supposedly stealing from somebody.
Well, you know what? That's the other thing, Cassandra Clare. Recently, someone accused her of like stealing stuff, but then like it was basically that lawsuit was dropped, and it's this whole ordeal around like not just copyright, but like intellectual property, and like it's a mess. But I felt for Cassandra Clare in the recent stuff. I don't know enough about.
Yeah, I mean, I may be biased.
Thank you, Catherine. Yes.
What did you say? I'm not gonna.
She said Sherilyn Kenyon was the one who.
It's not even like whether I think that they're great books. They're just so similar in voice to me that it's like for me, it's all like you can't really hate one and the other. To me, it's all like you know what I mean? Like for me, it's all like I find it funny that anyone could
like one and then not like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I really have to reread The Shadow of Bones, but I just don't remember feeling that way at all.
Right. Well, and maybe that's it, is that the connection to the characters. Because writing style, it is very similar. It's very similar. But I can see where maybe character development and the way that like the characters come across maybe different enough that would be like, no, I'm not into this. Like,
kind of. I keep thinking I should try picking up. What's the spinoff one?
Oh, that's the one I'm working on. That's the one I'm working on. That's the one I'm reading now. It's the I don't know the actual name of it, but it's with Emma Carstairs and like it's like with the LA Institute. basically. It's really good. I mean, I like all of them. Like, that's the thing to me. Like, it's like, what's that expression? Half dozen or the other kind of thing. Like, to me,
Yeah.
because I tried reading Vampire Academy, the other thing she did with the succubus.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole series with the succubus, and I could not get into those.
It's always so interesting to me because I have some writers that I think are like auto buys, and
Yeah.
then I have guaranteed to have been like kind of somewhat not screwed over, but like I'll find one series that they've written that I'm like, I don't connect with this at all for whatever reason. And like I've loved all their other writing, I've loved all their other stories. It's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Jessica's talking about the historical one. Yeah, that might be the one you're talking about, the one that's more steampunky, because she did do that spin-off as well.
Okay, I think that's it. I
Yeah.
want to try another one.
You're talking about the Dark Artifices. That's the one with Emma Carstairs, and then Jessica. I think Jessica's talking about the one that's like the steampunky one. That's like I can't remember the names either, but that one was pretty good too.
Okay.
I like them all, but like I said, it's like it's not like they're, you know what I mean? Like I just like them all because it's just fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just find it fascinating. Like, and the only reason why I find it fascinating is because you like Vampire Academy.
I'm voraciously reading
Vampire Academy. So it's like, whoa, okay. Like, I don't know. It's like, for me, I want to like pick your brain and be like, okay,
what is it
that you don't like about that?
You know what? If I ever retry the Mortal Instruments, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yes, and tell me the details.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, Sage says she doesn't have any auto-buy authors, even Rick Riordan, who wrote my favorite book series.
Yeah. The thing about Rick Riordan is I do read all of his books. I don't necessarily enjoy all of them, like all the series.
Right.
I still read them all. I do. And it's not that I don't. I do. I mean, I like all of them. But they do tend to feel repetitive. Like even when he's doing a different, like when he was doing the Egyptian story, and now he's doing like the Norse gods, and now he's combining the Norse with the Percy Jackson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I always enjoy them. I don't know. It just doesn't, like, you know, it's like I'll still read everything he writes though at the same time. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Ooh, see, this is the thing that's always so interesting to me about writing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Diane says she didn't like the Mortal Instruments either. The first book was flat for me. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, yeah, I mean, I can see, like, you like what you like, you know? I mean, that's the thing. You can't really, you know, figure it out. But that is the thing as a writer that is terrifying, because people either like love it or they freaking hate it.
Yeah, it feels like there's no.
So how do you determine whether or not you're like any good?
Well, that's why I've been working on using Goodreads more and like trying to decipher what is like a 3 rating versus a 4 rating, and then going into the like actual comment section and figuring out if I think that the 3 that they said, the reviewer said, is actually a 5 for me. And like, it's a mess.
It's so hard because people, you know, can be so trolly on those, on Amazon, on Goodreads, and like, you know, they can be vicious and mean. Like, it's like, dang. I mean, and at the same time, they can be hugely complimenting. So it's just, yeah.
Well, that's a question that, like, as a writer who's published, as an author who's published books on these, I know people say that the reviews are for the author. And I know you have experience with changing something in your books post.
Yeah, I did do that.
Due to comment, you know, I just think it's interesting, that kind of relationship with your readers, reviewers, etc.
Yeah, I mean, that was extreme because that was like, you know, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting because reviews, I try not to read them anymore.
Yeah.
Because like I remember my first 1-star review, the person was all like, "Ugh, this was like, what did she say? This was like Percy Jackson meets Twilight." And I was all like, "Oh, thanks.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I'm going
great.
kind of what I'm going for. So cool, like, but she was saying it like that is the
It's
worst thing you
bad.
can ever do in life is have, anything remotely sounding like that.
Yeah.
And so, so sometimes like those 1-star reviews, I don't mind because if someone read that and they'd be like, oh, great, I'm into this. But it's the ones that just, they just say things just to say things. It's like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I was talking with a friend of mine who said she was worried about ever publishing something in the future because she didn't know if she'd be able to handle the criticism or anything like that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a valid like discussion you need to have with yourself. But I was like, making videos has actually helped me with that because you get like troll comments randomly. I have one person who like
Oh,
dislikes
you? You?
things. Yeah, I know. And so
I can't imagine that. Like, what would you have possibly said to piss somebody off?
I don't know. I really hurt someone or offended someone.
That is so weird.
Everyone, yeah, and
You're
so I'm
like
just like,
so positive, like all the time. Like, who could do that? Like, I remember seeing like one time, I think on your thing, like someone put like like, and me too, like you get like a thumbs down, and I'm all like, who the freak puts a thumbs down on like something talking about like how to do this, or I don't even know, but it's just like,
yeah,
oh,
well, but I feel like it's helped me because, like, I think before I did these kind of videos, I might have been like, oh, I can't handle it, but like now it's like, well, whatever.
yeah. Yeah, I got to admit, like for me, like the 1-star reviews would like devastate me in the
Yeah,
beginning, and then now I don't even care. Like I'm
yeah,
like, meh, all
it's
right.
fine.
Sometimes I'm all like, nah, that's valid.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, should we do another sprint?
I was just thinking we should
Okay.
probably sprint. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
15 minutes since we didn't do that last time.
Okay.
And then, okay. Sorry, everyone, we were talking so much at this time.
Yeah, you get me going on Vampire Academy, and it's like I can't stop.
Let's just talk books. Okay, 15 minutes and start. There
All right, actually, I'm gonna.
we go. Oh,
Okay.
time.
Ah.
Done. Well, I did not get as many as I thought, but I feel like I've set up the next scene, so I'm happy. I got 216.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I changed my direction again. I don't know. It's just one of those worlds that like it could go so many different directions. And do I want to make the world essentially a character, like a
Yeah.
focus, you know?
Yeah.
Because some ideas would kind of, it would just be an afterthought. You just happen to live in that world. Whereas I don't know. I kind of want, because I think this world is kind of cool. Like I kind of want it to be a focus, not necessarily, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do know. Not the focus, but like I like stories. If I could write them, I totally would write them where the world is like its own character.
Yeah. Because I thought it was a really cool idea where it kind of wouldn't be, but then I was like, damn, that'd be good though.
But it's so awesome.
Anyway, oh, let's see how people did. How did everybody do? Ooh, 404, Catherine, nice. Megan, 236. Peggy, 689. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Dang. 581 Electric Rose. Starting to feel your novel. Yes. Congrats.
Yeah, I do too. I do love the world building. I mean, that's kind of the fun, especially even as a writer. I don't know.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, this is what. So we were talking in the comments during the sprint. Maybe this is actually why I didn't get as many words. But we were talking about death of the author. And I was kind of wondering if I could pick your brain about it because
Wait. Let me. Is Death of an Author like the French essay? That Death of the Author?
I think that's it. Yes. So it's like, and J.K. Rowling's a big center point of the conversation, I feel like nowadays. But like once the writer has written the work, once the work is published, can the writer speak with any authority on the subject of the book?
Oh, I thought Death of an Author was has to do with critics and how they feel personally about an author. Like Orson Scott Card, when you find out he's Mormon, and then can you read Ender's Game again and knowing how prejudiced he is?
Oh, I think that's another subsection of it, though. I think the essay was on that. Now that I'm saying it, but like the actual.
Okay, so there's like a whole different
the author from the story.
I've never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say they would have the most authority, right?
Well, so that's the question. So it's like in the J.K. Rowling example, it's like she keeps throwing out on Twitter these extra things that happen in the Wizarding world or with the characters that we know, but there was no indication in the story that was true. Right. So is it like, is that now canon? Because J.K. Rowling said it, does it make it so? Or even though there's nothing in the books that would give us that kind of thing.
I do find that irritating sometimes when authors do that, just because it's like, you did not set that up. You did not know that was going on when you wrote that.
Yes, so that's the question. It's like, do they really have, like, do we trust? I think it's an interesting question.
Yeah.
There's a distinction between, like, why did you write it this way? And the author being like, well, all of these went into my decision to tell the story this way.
Right.
Versus, like, afterthoughts kind of things. I don't know. It's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, technically as the author, like in J.K. Rowling's case, I mean, she can say whatever she wants. I mean, it is her world, her story, her whatever.
Yeah.
You have to accept that as reality. No.
Yeah. So that's the, like, if it's not in the books, it's not. Is it canon? It's not canon. But like all the intellectual property is J.K. Rowling. So.
Yeah. I mean, technically she can say what you know what I mean? It's all like.
Yeah.
But do you accept it? It's sort of like the play that she did where what that happened to them later.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
I've heard it's just depressing as all get out. And I'm just like, I'm just never going to see it,
Yeah. I was like, this isn't worth. I heard too many bad things about it that I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to put it in my brain.
Yeah.
What are people saying? Oh, Brooke's here. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke.
Yay. I still haven't seen Crimes of Greenwald yet, but I'm honestly scared to see it. I know, me too.
I haven't seen it either, but I do want to. I'll probably get it on Redbox soon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Jessica says lately J.K. Rowling is saying things that go against what she originally wrote. That is.
Oh, like against?
J.K. Rowling is kind of an extreme example because I don't know that there's any writer in like my knowledge base that has talked about her world as much as she has outside of what she wrote.
Well, when her combined books outsell the Bible, you know.
I know, that's like, could you do that?
You're kind of bigger than life at that point anyway, so I could see why. But let's see. Yeah, J.K. Rowling didn't write The Cursed Child. That is true. I just don't want to see it. Yeah. She approved of it, though. So.
I was going to say, that's always my problem. She didn't write it. She approved of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other examples of where. Because for me, like I like the sort of the French essay, which is about things. I there's lots of examples of that where, you know, like Orson Scott Card, he was like my favorite author. Like I loved reading Orson Scott Card, and then when I read one of his like openings to one of his books where he talks about, you know, his political views and his personal views, they're so different from mine that I found it really hard to read any of his books, especially since the way he writes and the characters that he writes are so the opposite of what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, like, I mean, Ender's Game alone is so about inclusion, like every single race and girls and guys and this all together. And then he's talking about like,
I know. That blew my mind too. And that one's hard because I have, with music, I feel like is an easier example because there's not, I don't know, maybe it's quicker to produce music, but like I have a hard time listening to art. I don't listen to artists if I know something about them outside of the music they make. And I'm like, I just can't do it. Like, cause I only think about the thing I know that they did.
It's with like with movie makers, you know, especially or actors or like whatever directors. It's like I can't watch a Woody Allen movie anymore.
I know, yeah, because I really can't divorce the crew from this thing.
I can't. I try, and it's like, you know, and it's hard. Like I can't watch Mel Gibson anymore. I just can't. And I loved him. Like I thought he was great, but it's just like, I'm sorry, dude. You get drunk and you spout out racial slurs like they're like normal to you. I can't get behind that, and I don't want to watch you or support you.
Yep.
It's hard. Yeah. So anyway, so I get it in that sense, but yeah, the whole author, I feel like the author making shit up after the fact is kind of like,
yeah. Well, the other thing I'm interested in is how we're going to approach, or how we've been approaching Game of Thrones since, I mean, the books obviously went in some characters like totally different
direction. Yeah.
But like, is the TV show, because it will have a finality to it, is it going to be, is that canon, or is are the books really?
Are they now canon? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which one? How do
I separate them? Because I love both, and I've read all the things. But what I think is somewhere around book 3, I think, of Game of Thrones, where they completely start to separate from each other. Okay. And so I think of those as alternate realities. So I have the Game of Thrones that has some similarities. There still are some thread-throughs, of course, that are in the show, that are in the thing. But I think of it as like an alternate reality, like a different timeline of what would have happened in the dimension than what's happening in the show. That's just how I incorporate, because they are so different. The characters are different. Yeah. I mean, the first 2 books are identical. I mean, it is literally like exactly season 1, exactly season 2. Yeah. But 3 is where they're like,
it's like, Dang. Well, that's what I don't know that I'll ever read the books, to be honest. I have such a hard time with very, very high fantasy that I'm like,
Really? Oh, that's so sad.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Ugh.
it's definitely something that like you have to like have that like mindset to really love that type of genre
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so detailed and it's so like, you know.
I don't know. That's my thing. I just can't do
You like
it.
Brandon Sanderson, right?
Okay. I have not finished. I have randomly started the Mistborn series at different times, and through no fault of the book, had to stop reading for an extended time. So I always start reading it back over again, and then I stop again.
I really wouldn't start with Mistborn only because Mistborn is great and I do love it.
Okay.
But I think if I would have started with that, I probably wouldn't be as big of a fan of Brandon Sanderson.
Fascinating.
Not
Okay.
because it's like not because it's bad, because it's great. It's just very dark and it goes down some darker avenues that his other books don't. And so it's kind of depressing in a way.
Oh,
And
okay.
so yeah, whereas if you start with Way of Kings,
Okay.
that's what I started with, Way of Kings, which is his most recent series, so it's not even like one of his way back.
Yeah.
And I started with Way of Kings, and that got me like,
Hooked.
yeah. And now I'm like, and then I read Mistborn and enjoyed it. But I remember thinking that when I was reading it, going, I love this series. I think it's amazing, but damn, this is dark.
Yeah, yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Okay.
Hey. And I think that's why he did Way of Kings, because he's just like, I got to get out of this
I gotta do
hole.
something.
I'm like shaking in this hole of sadness. So, oh, Paige, yeah, I love Mistborn so much. Yeah, I mean, and Mistborn is so good, but it's just
But
so
it's dark.
dark.
Okay.
It's dark, and I would Mistaken be too hard to listen to on audio. Oh, Mistaken. I don't know what is Mistaken. Ooh, what's that? I'm so far behind. That's my problem. I get so distracted by talking that
I know I'm trying to catch up with the
comments. Yeah. Um. Oh, Brooke got spoiled on Game of Thrones. Okay, Brooke, I'm telling you, the worst part of having a husband in visual effects is that he gets freaking spoiled by all, because he's doing a visual effect of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
last season. I don't want to say in case people haven't watched last season, but there's a particular character that dies, and it's a visual effect on how he dies, and so Stefan like was just walking by the computer and he's all like, oh, and it was like season finale death, not like the beginning of the season. Like it's just like, and so I was spoiled. Luckily, he keeps it from me, but I can tell by his freaking reactions of how he reacts to me reacting to things that I'm all like,
You're like,
what do you know?
Oh my gosh.
That does suck. Okay, Paige, I think they're already separate. Yeah, they are so different. Catherine, I met Martin. Oh, nice. I didn't have the heart to tell him I didn't like GOT. Oh, especially having him sign my first edition. Oh,
Oh, I want to know, Brooke, what's the other thing you got spoiled on? I saw her tweet. She got spoiled on something else too besides Game of Thrones.
really? Oh.
Poor
Yeah,
Brooke.
if you're on social media, it you can't like, yeah, I know, it's the worst. It's like you have to like stay off of it for until you watch the episode.
Yeah, that's what I have to do with Game of Thrones. I remember being so upset that because I did a lot of YouTube stuff that I was just watching Game of Thrones videos, and like, what was it, last season or the season before, there was like stuff got leaked. So
Yeah.
in the headlines for stuff, it was like someone's like, this is gonna happen this season, and I was like, ah.
Stop it. Catherine says read Atlantis. Yes, that is good. I think that's his first book, Brandon Sanderson.
Okay.
It's good. It's really good. Zoe pausing through the fault. Yeah, I know. I pause a lot too. I know what you mean. Oh, Mistborn, not. You know what, Brooke? I don't know about Mistborn, the audiobook. I have heard that, and I know I keep pushing Way of Kings. But I have two friends that didn't want to read Way of Kings, like read, the actual physical book, and so they got the audiobook and they were going on and on about how great it was. I haven't personally heard it, so I don't know, but they loved Way of Kings. So if you're going to try a Brandon Sanderson, if you haven't read his other stuff and you want to try Way of Kings, I mean, my two friends, two separate people that don't even know each other, said they loved the audiobook. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lantern was his first book. That's what I thought. It was really good. That was really good. I really liked that book too. I kind of went then read everything that he ever wrote.
Yeah.
I literally, my dad gave me this gift certificate for my birthday one year, and I literally it just says Brandon Sanderson. I just bought
all the stuff,
400 ebooks. He's got a lot. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. As you sneeze, bless you. You poor thing.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to mute myself. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Brooke got spoiled on freaking Supernatural, and then we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 2 spoilered.
Oh.
The ending of Infinity War. Oh my gosh, you guys.
That sucks.
That's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, Warbreaker's fucking great. Oh, sorry, I swore. Freaking fracking great.
Breaker. Oh man, I feel like I'm just gonna have to spiral at Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah, I mean, there are supposedly particular. You know what's funny is that the spin-off, which takes place I think 200 years in the future after Mistborn, it's like a Western. It is so good. I actually even like it a little bit more than Mistborn. And you almost don't need to read Mistborn to. I mean, it gives you a lot. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. You probably do.
Okay.
First, but I can't remember the name of it. But it is so freaking good. I can't even. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as the other stuff.
Oh,
Jessica cursed too. Thank you. Better. Kind of slips out. You don't even notice. Should we do another sprint? I guess
we should do another sprint. Yeah. Okay. The question is, do we want to do 20 minutes?
Yeah, that would bring us up to the hour.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's finish it off with a sprint.
Let's try it. Okay. And start.
Okay.
Go. Oh. Time.
How'd you do?
You know what? I got like on a roll. Let's see. For 20 minutes, it might not have been like the best, but 5:54, not bad.
Oh, that's awesome.
How do
Yay.
you do?
Um, I think I found another route to go, so
Oh
I
my gosh.
know I'm just gonna have to obviously percolate and decide which way I want to go.
Yeah, yeah.
It definitely involves murder, so you know.
Wow. A good murder in a story, though.
Right. That's a definite. I just can't decide why or where or how or
Who?
who. I know. I think I know who though.
Oh, we'll see. That's a big one down.
It is. It is. But let's see. Ooh, 553. Holy crap. That's good. Um, Isabel, I got 25 words. Hey, 25 more words than you had before you started.
That's right.
Page, I got roughly 200. Interruptions, I know those. Although, surprisingly, Snake is out cold, so I didn't have many interruptions from that guy. Usually he's my interrupter.
Let's see. Catherine says 394, but I was talking in the chat. Yeah. I saw part of that. I was like, you need to focus. Get some words in.
That's right.
Tracy, 1,371. What?
Was that in this sprint or total for the night?
Either way.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. Isabella, total world count 719 for the day. That's great. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So we got 658. Woohoo! Yeah.
Awesome. And I think I'm in a good direction too. I mean, this is really helpful.
Yeah. I don't know that I would have gotten any extra words today, so
I know.
I'm excited.
I know. These live sprints are I mean, I've been going on a lot of other people's channels. They've really helped me a lot. Like I've never really done them before, Nano.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's why, and I know some people do. I don't have Facebook, but I know some people do them on Facebook, and then some people do on Instagram, which I have not figured out yet. But
yeah, that seems kind of fun and hard. I don't know why that seems hard, but it's hard.
Oh, Phoebe got 969.
I like how Steven is 520. One of the gods in my book is going on a rampage and killing people.
Oh,
you gotta love a good killing spree.
Yes. Oh. That is awesome. Well, we've done 2 hours of writing, so writing and talking about writing and I think it's great.
Vampire Academy, Brandon
What?
Sanderson. I said Vampire Academy, Brandon Sanderson.
I know. So many books. Well, I think that's going to be it from us today.
Yay!
But thank you guys so much for joining us, and then we'll do another one next month on your channel, Becca.
Yes, definitely.
Which I'm super excited for, and I think I've decided that like the next time that I don't have like a scheduled or like I have a scheduled video, but like I just didn't do anything for it, I might just do random writing sprints.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like,
This keeps me accountable at least. I'm like, oh, I know I get writing in, so.
Yes, definitely.
Yay. Well, all right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.